So I'm just going to dive straight in and show you how it works. So say I am the owner of a nightclub and I'm having a Saturday night event at my nightclub, and I want to run a guest list. Now, in the past, what might have happened, I might have put a number out in a post saying text this number for guest list with your name and your group size, and I would have got a screed of text through from people saying Cameron +5, and that would be fine. But I would have to then collate that into a list through Excel, Word, anything that works on PC, and then I would have to give that to the doorman or the promoter to sign off. And that whole process can be quite time consuming, and it doesn't encompass or doesn't make use of one of the key tools in any nightclub event, bar event repertoire, which is social media, and more importantly Facebook. Facebook is a fantastic platform for people to get their message out, and in the UK there's some 49 million Facebook users active on a daily basis, so it's a huge potential market for you. So that being said, how do we make use of that? Well, through two things, and I'm going to show you by demonstrating. So say I'm a promoter or a nightclub owner, I'm having a Saturday night event, as I said. I want to create a guest list. So I go into StampOut, and up comes the calendar, and this kind of gives you a view on what events are upcoming that you've created guest list for. And I basically just create a new guest list. I go event name, so Saturdays at Aberdeen Bar. I don't want to open up the guest list yet, I'm just creating the guest list, so the guest list is still closed at the moment. But actually, I might want people to sign up throughout the week. So let's open up the guest list just for the sake of argument. The location, as I say, is Aberdeen Bar. Now this is a venue you put in when you sign up, and you put in all the details, address, telephone number, etc, etc. And that is fixed, so you can't change that, which is good because you don't want people turning up to the wrong place. So we're going to hold this event on Saturday, this coming Saturday. It's going to start at 7, quite early for a nightclub night. It's going to end at 4, so you're going to either have a lot of people leaving early, or you're going to have a bunch of partiers who are going to stay the whole night. Guest list entry closing time, we're going to set that at 11. People on the guest list, they're likely getting a discounted entry price. You want them in there for as long as possible. We at Aberdeen Bar, for the sake of argument, we operate quite a kind of tight guest list, so we don't want lots of people joining, so we might have a maximum of 50 people that's allowed on it. And you know what, we only want people coming in maximum group of 5. Gives people a chance to come round. And the entry price is £5 for the guest list, and this guest list is only going to happen once. We're only holding this event once. If I was holding it on a weekly basis, I could create the guest list as much as possible by just doing recurring guest list and ticking that feature. So I'm going to go ahead and create that. Now what's happened is StampOut has created a guest list in the system, and if I show you here, so this is our view of the guest list as it currently stands. We have created the guest list, we have created the amount of people that are allowed to join the guest list, the max per group, entry price, it's open for people to sign up, this is the time it closes, and at the moment nobody's attended because it's not Saturday yet. And if I go to view guest list, not one single person signed up, so we have to do a bit of promoting to get people to sign up. Now, what happens at the moment on the whole is that somebody would text a number, as I've explained, and they would get added to a guest list either in paper format or on a Word document, and that would be printed out. But what StampOut does is install a tab on your Facebook page, and if I click on here, this is the StampOut Facebook page, you will see that I can now, these are just my flat warming guest lists, sign up for the Aberdeen Bar Saturdays guest list. And as a Facebook user, a person who likes the page, I can do this. Now, what would happen in terms of promoting, instead of saying for guest list text this number, you might say go to our Facebook page and join the guest list through there, or follow this link to join the guest list. And what happens when I click join guest list, I'll be presented with this as the guest of the nightclub. I'll then say, okay, I want to come with 3 people, and I'll join the guest list. And I'll say, do you want to join the guest list? Of course I do. And that's me. I'm now on the guest list for Saturdays at Aberdeen Bar. I have been sent an email as the guest saying you are on the guest list with 5 people, and that's great. As far as I'm concerned, I'm on the guest list. But, and this is where StampOut does its kind of magic, all my details have been transferred to the system, and it's kicked in. And what it said, I signed up with 3 people, sorry. What it's said to StampOut is that there is 3 people now attending on the guest list. The reason that there's no gender there is because the StampOut page, which I'm signed in as, is down as a company page. It doesn't have a gender. But if I was signing up through my own personal Facebook, it would come up with male, obviously, because I am male. So that's that. And if I go to view guest list, there I am, stamp test account in its group size 3, and I'm on there. Now, as the guest list fills up over the week, you'll get more and more people added. If for whatever reason somebody says, I don't really want to use the Facebook thing, and phones you up and says, can I get on guest list for this weekend? You can add them manually. It's not a problem. All you need to do is go into your guest database, add the person. I want to come with 4 people, add them to guest list, and they're on the guest list. Now, and as you can see, Rebecca, who's my sister, she is a female, and it's come up with 1 female attending. Now, what the system does is obviously add everybody to the guest list, and from here you can either print out the guest list on night if you want to still do it paper and pen. That's perfectly fine. But what you can do using StampOut is go to full screen mode. So if you're on a phone or you're on a tablet, a lot of nightclubs and bars have tablets at their disposal. You can go to full screen mode and you can have the guest list right in front of you. And when my sister comes to the nightclub that night, she'll say, hi, I'm Rebecca McHattie. I have come for the guest list. I'm coming with 3 people instead of the 4 I signed up for. You change them, you take them off, and that's it. Perfect. They're now signed off the guest list. Now, what you can do as a promoter and event host is get a real-time view on how your guest list is shaping up over the week, and more importantly, how things are panning out over the night. So you can take a look and say, okay, so number on the guest list, 6 out of 50, and we've got 3 out of the 6 attended so far. And that gives you kind of a rough idea on how successful the night's being, or how successful it might be. Or if you need to put a post out on Facebook to say, get down to Aberdeen Bar, we've got half-price drinks on tonight and we've got good music. So it gives you a bit more control and turns what could have been quite an administrative task into one that hopefully creates some value.